Hey YouTube family, Chad here. Welcome to Sunday Coffee Talk. And this is going to be a new series that we're doing on Sunday. Every Sunday morning your time, or at least Sunday morning United States time, Pacific time. Every video is going to go out 8 a.m. Really fast here, I wanted to do these live. Okay, that was kind of my whole purpose of is really kind of build a stronger community inside my YouTube channel. But the dilemma I'm having is I live in Thailand and I do go back to the States maybe 3-4 months out of the year. That's usually in the summertime, usually around June, July, August. Usually I go home around that time for a few months. So when I go home, I'll probably do a lot more lives with the Sunday Coffee Talk. Just because of the time difference. Just to give you an example, like this is Sunday morning right now. I believe it's like 7 a.m. or something like that. But 7 a.m. in Thailand, in the United States, it's Saturday night. So like if I wanted to go live 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. on Sunday morning in the United States, well, it's going to be, Sunday night bedtime for me. It's going to be 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at nighttime for me. And I'm usually an early bird at this point. So, but anyway, these are going to be way more casual because I really want to build a stronger community. I don't want to just push out just content, and that's what I feel like I'm doing. And that was never really the goal for myself. When I kind of came back to YouTube, I really wanted to build, my whole goal was to build a stronger community and not just push out videos, and try to go viral, not just push out content and, do crazy editing with the videos. I do like to do that from time to time, but to me, it's getting too much for me. And I feel like I'm kind of getting away from my main goal. And my main goal was, again, to build a community. And another thing we're creating with the Sunday Coffee Talk is we're creating a super thanks spotlight. And I don't know if you know, we have, like on YouTube, you go to any YouTube channel, if you watch a channel, if you kind of go up below that channel, and I believe you can see it if you look below the channel, as long as you don't zoom, as long as you don't do the big picture where it takes up the whole screen, you're going to see a super thanks there. Now, a super thanks really, you do have to pay for it, but it's not expensive. I believe you pay anything you want, like $1 or $2. But we're doing a super thanks spotlight, meaning that if you want your question answered, if you're trying to figure stuff out, it can be in all areas, okay? It doesn't have to be in manifesting. It could be in success. It could be in business. It could be, your branding. You have a branding question, because that's really my background. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, for at least 20 years. Maybe more than that. Then it goes into areas of success and manifesting. So if you have any question whatsoever, you do a super thanks, but you put a question inside your super thanks, and we will pull every week. We will pull all the super thanks comments, and we will discuss this inside these videos, just to kind of pull a lot more of the subscribers. So that's what I'm really trying to do as far as what we can do on the YouTube platform. So that's the two things. So, and then we're kind of going on and talk about other stuff here. So let me recap. The two things is every Sunday, we're doing a Sunday Coffee Talk with myself. It's going to be way more casual. I'm not doing super editing. This is probably going to be a one-take wonder. Unless I have a major brain fart and there's dead space. So I'll take out that dead space for you. I won't bore you to death. Then the second thing is the super thanks spotlight. If you want your questions answered, if you're trying to figure stuff out in the areas of success, business, and manifesting, even SP stuff. I don't do a lot of videos on SP, but that's something I've worked with the last several years, even with myself, personal. Either how to attract your SP, how to have better relationships when you're in a relationship. But that's going to be a super thanks. That way it's easy. It's pretty much easy for me to pull inside the YouTube video. It's easy for me to kind of keep it organized, and I don't have to sift through a whole bunch of comments. So that's a super thanks. So if you want your questions answered, it can be on any video. You could do super thanks on this video or super thanks on any video. It doesn't just have to be the Sunday Coffee Talk videos. Other than that, that's the two major updates. Now another thing, I got my coffee here too, so let me take a sip. The whole point of two is doing coffee talks, and I've done them in the past, is I let my coffee get cold. So I'm trying not to do that. But another thing I created, which I want to ask you guys, and leave a comment below, is that I did create a membership, okay? But don't join the membership yet, because how YouTube works is they didn't give you a lot of information up front on the membership, how the membership works, examples of memberships. So you have to create the membership first in order for you to know how to work it. So I created one, but it's basically a dead membership at this point. There's no content in it. And once it's up and it's live, I will have an intro video for that. So once you see that intro video, you'll know it's kind of live and ready. Plus, I'll talk about it inside my videos as well. But the question I have to you is, if you've been involved at all with YouTube memberships, what are your pros and cons? What did you like? What did you don't like? Now I'm just discussing only YouTube. I'm not discussing any other membership platform. I'm not discussing, oh, you should use School, or you should use, there's many of them now. But see, the whole point with YouTube is, the whole point of social media is they really want to keep people on the YouTube platform. They don't want to take people away from YouTube. It's the same thing like when you have a membership, they really want you to stay on YouTube. They don't want you to market and take you outside of the YouTube platform. You can do so. They're not really going to punish you, but that's what YouTube really likes. And, I kind of agree with that to a point, because I think it's easier. If you're on YouTube, you don't have to leave YouTube and you can see all my stuff. Either it's public information or it's inside a membership. You don't have to leave that platform. I do like that. I do like that concept. But YouTube don't have the best membership platform. That's the issue. That's why creators will, when they create a membership, they tend to leave. They tend to go to the School platform, or there's a few others, which I'm having a brain fart. But that's really not important at this point. But definitely my point is that my mind is still kind of going around the separation between my channel and the membership. That's why I'm kind of at the standstill a little bit. Like, how am I going to not really engage, but really what's the separation? Because again, like I said in these videos on Sundays, I really want to pull in way more engagement. I really want to add way more community and get more of the community involved, either the questions and answers. So that's kind of what I'm kind of brainstorming about the membership. I don't want to do just a stereotypical membership, and that's the way, because that's the way everybody uses it. I want to try to put a spin on it and really try to pull in the community, the subscribers, you, as best as I can, for how I can use that membership, how I can use a YouTube membership, okay, to its max. But anyway, if comment below if you have questions, if you've been involved with YouTube memberships before, what you liked and didn't like, what would be improvements, what would you like to see, stuff like that. So comment below, and I'll take a look at your comments as well. It would help me out too, because this is a twofold, this is a twofold relationship here. So, but other than that, What else do I want to chat about here? Now, one of the major things I wanted to kind of discuss here today is not so much the comments at this point because we're just starting, and I could pull comments, but a couple things here is one, I kind of started it yesterday because, and what I'll do is I'll post it in the description here and pin it as a comment. I did a video, but probably almost a year ago. It's called "How to Dwell Within" with Neville Goddard. Now I teach it. It's a Neville Goddard. It's a Neville Goddard teaching. But I want you to go back and even if you watch that video, maybe you watch it, maybe you didn't. It's 25 minutes long. I know it's a little bit lengthy, but watch that video. Watch all of it. It's called "How to Dwell Within." I'll pin it down below in the description so you can easily find it. And I want you to rewatch this video because, and I watched this video yesterday. I watched my own video because it's really a really good video because it comes out of The Law and the Promise. That's the book by Neville Goddard. I believe it's in chapter 2, and I might be wrong with the chapter, but I believe it's in chapter 2. And at the end of chapter 2, Neville gives examples, but he gives pupil examples. And one of his pupils, it's called "How to Dwell Within." And they really put living in the end, they really put Neville Goddard to the test. And not so much Neville Goddard and the law of assumption, but they really put living in the end to the test. They took it to the max. And that's what we talk about. That's what we discuss in a video. We go straight to "How to Dwell Within." We go straight to that example. I'm not reading it to you, but we're discussing it and really going through it because that's really how we need to live in the end. That's really how we need to act as if, no matter what you want to call it, you know, if you want to call it, it's the law of belief. It's what you believe to be true is going to work for you. You act as if, you make decisions as if you already have it, no matter what you want to call it. We discussed this in this video, and I don't want to go in great length, but I want you to watch this video because my point is, and even I watched the video because I did a good job on it, a good job explaining it. And when I watch videos, by the way, I watch videos inside the YouTube studio. That way I don't get in trouble with YouTube. So I'll get in trouble with YouTube watching my own videos. But the reason I rewatched it was because, with this information, okay, from my experience, I'm in my 40s. So with my experience is if we don't stay on guard with our mind and our thoughts, we're going to drift backwards. We're going to drift backwards to our old habits. And I don't know why that is. I can guess, when you have a 30-year-old habit, a 20-year-old habit, you've been doing something for 10 years. Well, quite honestly, you're not going to break that habit overnight. You're not going to break that habit in 1 month. Okay. The whole concept of, oh, you can create a habit in 21 days. You can break a habit in 21 days. In my opinion, that's bullshit. It's just a marketing scam. Because most people habits they've been doing since they're 5 years old. They've been doing since adolescence. They've been doing since a teenager. Now they're in their 30s and they have a 20-year-old habit. It's not as easy to break. And we're talking about mindset. We're talking about manifesting. We're talking about success. And we're talking about that leads to our core beliefs, what we've been brought up with. Okay, and it's not that your parents are sitting you down teaching you this stuff. It's just what you observed and heard, what you were around your environment at that time. And it's not so easy to break. And that's what's hard with manifesting. That's what's hard with personal development because you always have to stay in the game. You always have to stay on guard. You always have to stay self-aware. And that's what I found for myself is that, I will drift backwards into the old Chad, to my old self, to my old identity. And that's why I ended up revisiting the video because as I'm myself living the end, dwelling the end, acting as if, is, you start to, for me, I'll give you some good examples here. You start to control the how. You start to control, well, how is it going to happen? give you an example, like, if I bought a house in Hua Hin, it's at the Orchard. Okay, I'm up here in northern Thailand right now while the house is being built. The big thing with Thailand is you can't own land. Now, there's ways around it a little bit, how you can kind of own land, but it's still, you have to go to a Thai attorney, and, they kind of have to revamp the land, how you can own it. But it's a pretty, not a big process, but you just have to know how to do it. There's a couple ways to do it, but this isn't the video for that. But the bottom line is when I was living in the end, my mind went down to Howville. Well, how did I buy the house? How did I own the land? It wasn't so much how I bought the house. It was, well, what did I do for the land? How did I get the land? How did I own the land? I mean, without putting it into a Thai name. You get me? Without putting the land into my Thai girlfriend's name. So, how did I do it to put it in, for me to have the house, and I own the land and the house? Because what you have to understand in Thailand, and not every country is like this, but if whoever owns the land owns that house, baby. so it doesn't matter. You could buy a $500,000 house, but if your Thai girlfriend, Thai wife owns the land, well, if you get in an argument or you break up, they can kick you out, and they can take the house from you because they own the land. Whatever's on the land is theirs. I mean, it's pretty strict with that stuff. So that's why my mind goes down Howville a little bit. Okay. What attorney did I get? How did we structure the land? Did we put it into a Thai business? That way I can own the land through a business. How did I do this? Okay. So I'm going down Howville, living in the inn. Again, the whole point you're living in the inn, let's say I'm giving you a house, for example. Well, living in the inn, you go straight to the end. You already have your house. You already bought it. You already sorted through the land issue. You already have your house. You bought it. You live in your house. You own the land. It's in your name. Done. Boom. It's done. Okay. You already have it. Okay. So why are you, myself, I'm talking to myself here. Why am I in my 3D world in my present moment right now? Why am I thinking to myself, well, how did I get the land? How did I put the land in my name? How did I do this? What attorney did I go to? That's not living in the inn. That's you still trying to figure out, well, you don't have that house yet because you're still trying to figure out the land issue. So, sorry about that. I'll let it go here. There you go. I had to let that car pass. The big thing in Thailand sometimes, because I'm out here, the road's just right out here, and they have like a speaker system. They're come past on a truck on a speaker system. They're speaking Thai, so I don't know what they're saying, what the announcement is, but they do that all the time. So that's what happened. They came through, even though it's early in the morning. I mean, Thailand can be loud when you live around the locals. Let me tell you. But let's go back to living the inn. That's what we end up doing, and that's what I caught myself doing, is kind of, maybe next time I need to sit someplace else because a great big tractor rolled by. I just don't know how the sound. I mean, I have a good speaker on, and I can drown some sound out with, I'll throw the video up in an editing software and take out some of the background sound, but it only works so much. But I do have a good speaker on, but sometimes I can tell from the sound it's gonna pick it up. But anyway, what was I talking about? We keep on having some sound issues here, some heavy, not really heavy traffic, but just some noisy ones coming by. But that's what I found even with myself. You slowly start going backwards because you're living in the inn. You slowly start going backwards, thinking. You catch yourself, you're self-aware. You start thinking to yourself, well, why am I thinking this way? I'm thinking the how. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that. So that's why I went back myself and watched that video, How to Dwell Within, the video I did. Because I took it out of the law of the promise, and I go through that example to the T how they did it, and it's such a wonderful example. I can't really um, talk about that enough. It's such a wonderful example. But they took living in the end to, they pushed it. You know, living in the end, they pushed it to acting as if you already have. Like in your present moment, you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing that you wouldn't do if you're living in the end. If you already have it, okay, you're not going to think about how you're getting it. If you already have it, you're not going to be searching for a real estate person. If you already have your house, if you already have your house, you're not going to be thinking about how did I pay the down payment. You're not going to be thinking that way if you already have it. If you already have it, you're not going to be thinking, you're not going to be going out searching, okay, the area you want to live, okay, if you already have it. And that's why I mean they pushed it to the extreme. But anyway, my friends, let's wrap this up. This is kind of more of an introduction video to Sunday Coffee Talk, how it's going to work. Maybe next time, either I'll come out here earlier or I'll sit at a different spot. Because as it's getting a little bit later in the morning, it's not super late in the morning. It's still only probably getting 8 o'clock. The traffic's starting to get heavy, starting to get a little bit loud. But anyway, comment below. As a reminder, every Sunday, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern time in the United States, a coffee talk will come out every single Sunday. The whole concept is it's going to be more of a relaxed feel. It's bringing in subscriber comments, a little bit more of a relax so we can discuss what's going on with inside the community. We also created the Super Thanks Spotlight. So if you want to be featured on the show, if you want your question answered on the show, do a Super Thanks. You can do a Super Thanks on these videos and any video, because I should be able to pull all that within the YouTube studio and keep that well organized. And that's really what the Sunday Coffee Talk will be about, is really pull in the subscribers, and as much as we can do with YouTube. That's my whole goal, not just to push out YouTube videos. But other than that, comment below. Remember, if you made it this far in the video, remember I did ask a question about if you have experience in being involved with YouTube memberships. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What was the pros and cons about it? And you can be as specific as you really want. So comment back on that, because I love to know, because I love I want to be able to cater things. I don't want to just do things stereotypical what other people do. And my whole goal is to really cater the channel around the subscribers, and really build a community, not just a channel of videos. But anyway, love you guys. I'll see on this video. I'll see you next Sunday, and blessings to you. If you have questions, again, comment below, and I'll see you next Sunday.